the Bible is depressed? Let's ask that question. How do we relate to, is this depression thing a 21st century phenomenon? Is it a 19th century, 20th century? You know, I mentioned Sunday that Charles Spurgeon, the prince of preachers, dealt with severe depression in his ministry. And I think he leveraged it for good. I think he found a way to better empathize with people, to better love, to better understand the depth of a need for God. And this is some of the good that comes out of depression. We'll talk about that in a minute. But who in the Bible? You've got Job. My goodness gracious, this guy's got, his just hands are full. Jeremiah, the weeping prophet. Jeremiah, the author of Lamentations, where the Israelites are under siege and they're actually eating their own young to survive. In the middle of it all, in Lamentations 3 and 21, we sort of said it in the song today. God's mercies are new every morning, great is his faithfulness. The Bible is steeped in depression. David singing and writing Psalm 42, Psalm 38, Psalm 3, God is the lifter of my head. There is this heart cry in Scripture for God, for relief, for loosing the bondage of sorrow in the human condition and the human dilemma. So depression is as old as the fall of man. It's not a new phenomenon, and it's nothing to be ashamed of. It's in its epitome, this Isaiah 53 and 3. Foreknowledge and pronouncement of prophetically announcing Jesus, a man of sorrows, acquainted with grief. Jesus not only understood depression, Jesus experienced depression. You can interpret his weeping over Jerusalem in different ways. But he suffered this abuse, he suffered betrayal, he suffered the loss of his earthly father, he suffered the betrayal of Judas, he navigated the betrayal of Peter. He saw the human condition. He was frustrated, he was agitated at the money changers. He understood what it meant to go to a lonely place and seek the Father, because nowhere else he went could meet that need. It wasn't in the world, it wasn't in the government, it wasn't in the Romans, not the Jews, not the Samaritans. Nowhere could he find this balm for his sorrow. And he's not only did he have sorrow, this is the coolest thing about him, he became one with it. Now, what does this mean? This means that when you pray to him and you worship him and you talk with him about your sorrow, your sadness, your emptiness, whatever it is you're dealing with, yeah, he pretty much gets it. Fully God, but yes, fully man. Fully man, he became one with sorrow and grief and loss and mourning. This is fascinating. This condescension of the divine to our plane, to our level, to the depths of our depravity is just astounding. This is what makes him so fascinating to me. The willingness to enter into the mire and the mud and the muck of humanity and take holiness and make it filthy. This is Christ. So yeah, the Bible speaks of depression, and it leads us to this other character we talked about, Elijah.